Hi, welcome back to another Trepidation video where today I'll be making Guide on Wraith. I'll go over their abilities, how to use them, good perk build, and everything you need to know on how to play as them and how to play against them. I hope you learned something here. Wraith is a moderate difficulty soul slasher that can turn nearly invisible, disrupt objective progression, and inflict survives with death mark upon teleporting. This sounds like a pretty good deal, however most of Wraith's damage comes from his M1, so some chases might drag out. Remember this when you're playing as him and when you're going up against him. And without much further ado, let's start talking about Wraith's abilities and how they should be used. Wraith's passive, Night Beast, makes him concealed when the lights turn off. Take advantage of this and use it to sneak up on survivors. Wraith's first ability, Conceal, makes him nearly invisible, gives him 20% haste, and gives a lingering conceal effect. Upon exiting Conceal, Wraith is slowed down for 2 seconds before getting a quick burst of speed. Use Conceal in chase or to sneak up on survivors. Also, during Conceal you can phase through doors, so use it to counter lockpicks. Wraith's second ability, Magnetic Burst, allows him to release a burst of energy, turning off all the lights for 10 seconds. Nearby objectives become damaged and disabled for 4 seconds, nearby bolts are blocked for 4 seconds, and nearby survivors take 5 damage from the save Disfigured for 4 seconds. Wraith's last ability, Dark Transit, allows you to create one portal at your current location. When reusing the ability, immediately teleport back to the portal, inflicting nearby survivors with Death Mark. Alright, now it's time we start talking about a perk build. I'm currently using Shockwave, Saboteur, Progression Paranoia, Death Insurance, and Short Circuit. Of course, Shockwave and Saboteur start on objective regression while I get kills. Progression Paranoia helps me use Magnetic Burst without the survivors knowing, damaging the objective and allowing me to start a chase early. Death Insurance is just generally a good perk, making anyone I hit have a longer healing time, and Short Circuit slows down objective progression a little bit and also gives me more value from Wraith's passive. Okay, with all that out of the way, I'll now show you a Wraith game that I think demonstrates how to use his abilities pretty well.
This match will get red hot. Now go!
And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. This is my third ever edited video and I really hope you liked it. Anyway, God bless you and have an awesome day.